Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network as we get ready to bring you game number 2 of today's doubleheader between the home team, the Bellevue University Bruins, and the visiting Dickinson State University Blue Hawks. Mick Krupski back behind the microphone once again alongside of Bill Mullins as we get ready to bring you the 7-inning second game. The Bellevue Bruins defeating Dickinson State by a score of 7-2 in game number 1. The Bruins had very few hits, only 4, but they made those 4 hits and a ton of walks hold up for a 7-2 victory with 3 runs in the 6th and 3 runs in the 8th. 6 of the 7 runs coming late as the Bruins go to 9-0 in conference play. Dickinson State drops to 4-5 in the North Star. As we get ready for game number 2, you can look down on your screen and see that the Bellevue Bruins are already on the field. Let's give you the quick information about the Bruins pitcher in game number 2. Blake Crippen will be on the mound for the Bruins. This is Blake's 8th appearance of the season. All of them as starts, a 6-win and 1-loss record, 3 complete games in 42 1/3 innings of pitching. 44 hits given up by Blake, 16 runs, 15 of them earned, 11 walks to 34 strikeouts, a 3-1 margin there, and a 3.19 earned run average for Blake Crippen, the 2-time North Star Athletic Association Pitcher of the Week this season. He'll be on the mound here to try to complete the doubleheader sweep today and to keep the Bruins unblemished in conference play. We'll give you the lineups as we go along here. Leading it off for the Dickinson State Blue Hawks in game number 2, second baseman Keanu Kalamayan. Southpaw Blake Crippen on the mound for the Bruins. Fastball called strike 1. The shadows from the trees and hills to the west side of the field starting to creep over the whole left side of the infield, including the mound and home plate area. Again, a fastball from Crippen. This one misses away. Well, the right side of the field will be the Sun Field as we start game number 2. Hit on the ground and past the diving C.J. Townsend into center field. Keanu Kalamayan with the first hit of the game as the leadoff batter. Dickinson State got on the board first in game number 1 of this set with a solo home run from Cade Austinson. And they pick up the first hit in this one as well. Batting second for the Blue Hawks will be center fielder Alberto Nieto. Nieto was in the 9-hole in game number 1. Picked up a hit and moves up a whole bunch of spots. His bunt attempt goes up into the air and off the backstop, strike number 1. It's been a bad day for bunting for both teams today. It's having some difficulty getting that execution part of the game down. 0-1 the count on Nieto. Here's the Dickinson lineup for game number 2, a little bit different than game number 1. Kalamayan, Nieto, Cortese, Calvillo, Buckmaster, Wilharm, Duffner, Austinson, and Richards. So a little bit different look. Again, the bunt attempt, and that one is strike 2. As tried to bunt it, it hit him in the hand. But if you make the attempt to bunt it and it hits you, it's a strike. So now 0-2. That's got a sting, especially on a cool day. We were expecting temperatures to get to the mid-50s today. Don't think it quite got there. I know it was 48 degrees at one time when I checked in game number 1. Okay, they're saying 54. So the pickoff move at first, and he is out. Blake Crippen with that nasty left-handed move over to first base picks off Keanu Kalamayan for the first out of the game. 1-3 on the putout. Trad Richardson, the Bruins' second baseman, on the tag. The smell of burning leaves wafts through the press box. Little chopper up the third base side goes foul. Yeah, yeah. We're looking around, make sure this building is not on fire, but has kind of that smell of winter cleanup. Burning leaves and weaves or whatever that have accumulated over the last several months. 0-2 the count on Nieto. Swung out and missed. A sweeping breaking ball. The first strikeout of the game for Blake Crippen. And the first 2 now are retired. Next up, third baseman Dawson Cortese. Cortese made a couple of nice defensive plays in game number 1 for the Blue Hawks. First pitch swinging back to the backstop. Cortese had 1 of the 8 hits in game number 1. Next pitch down low. Bellevue starting pitcher in game number 1, Alex Salicio, went 7 strong innings, striking out 8. That one's hit into the hole. A diving stop by Grade. His throw to first is not in time. The runner will have to hold there as he gets by Trad Richardson. A nice diving stop by Nick Grade going to his gloved hand side into the hole, but it'll be an infield single for Dawson Cortese. Next up, cleanup hitter Derek Calvillo. Calvillo played first base in game number 1 as Caden Reeve did the duties behind the plate. Calvillo took an 0 for 4 in the first game of this doubleheader today. Blake Crippen again working from the stretch. Nice slider coming in underneath the hands of Calvillo on the swing. 0-1 the count. Dickinson State 12-16 overall now, 4-5 in conference out of Dickinson, North Dakota. Down low, 1-1. And congratulations once again to Alex Salicio, picking up his 20th career victory as a Bellevue Bruin pitcher. That one skips in, gets away from Logan Grant on the wild pitch. Dawson Cortese will advance to second base. Coming into today's action, Dickinson State hitting at a .312 clip overall. And that one hits Calvillo in the foot as another slider or perhaps a cut fastball broke in and got a piece of the foot of Calvillo. He'll limp down to first base, and a courtesy runner will be coming into the game for Dickinson State. That'll be number 11, Jacob Clinton. Clinton was in the lineup in game number 1, but serving as the courtesy runner here for the catcher. Looks like Calvillo's going to be okay. The next batter for the Blue Hawks, shortstop Ballas Buckmaster. And I asked him between games, what nationality, what's the origin of the name Ballas? And of course, Bill Mullins quickly on the spot, checked up the old Google. Breaking ball for the called strike 1. The name Ballas derived from the old French word balis, which is a nominative form of the word bailiff. Originally the occupation for a bailiff, a deputy of a king or a lord. So a little bit of crest history genealogy for you here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Again, the pitch biting in on the right-handed batter, but this time low. Thank you once again to Bill Mullins for all the information he brings to the broadcast. And just a shining personality as well. Here's the pitch. Little chopper, Nick Grade fields it, and he will tag out the runner going by to retire the side. A fielder's choice for Buckmaster, 5 unassisted on Cortese coming down to third base to retire the side. No runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left on base. So the Blue Hawks threatened in the top of the first but failed to score. The Bellevue Bruins coming to bat. All right, let's give you the Bellevue Bruins starting lineup in game number 2. Leading it off and playing center field, Kanta Kobayashi. Batting second, the designated hitter, Connor Barnett. Batting third and playing left field, Jake Lacey. The cleanup hitter is the catcher, Logan Grant. Batting fifth and playing right field, Anthony Lind. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Nick Grade. Batting seventh and playing first base is Trad Richardson. Batting eighth and playing second is Drew Staley. And batting ninth is shortstop, C.J. Townsend. Blake Crippen on the hill gets through the first inning of work with the 0 on the scoreboard. All right, the Blue Hawks of Dickinson State on the field wearing their gray uniforms today with the navy blue trim, and on the mound, John Karanka. And as you can already see from watching his warm-ups, a little bit different pitching style, kind of a sidearm submariner sort of a guy. Let's find out a little bit more about him. John Karanka, this is his 8th appearance on the year. A 1-1 record He's thrown 14 2/3 innings, has allowed 10 hits, 5 runs, has walked 5 and struck out 12. A very good 2.45 earned run average. So get ready, Bellevue batters, for a little something different coming at you from the mound. The right-hander, as he dives to the third base side of the pitcher's mound and delivers on the crossfire to right-handed batters. Again, if you would like to join us as part of our broadcast, we invite you to send along a text message, as we did in game number 1, 402-515-7654. And we've got our Hubba Hubba Bruins in the text. The Sakamotos are here at Brown Park today watching Cade and the Bruins play. Back here for the second game as well. All right, we've got one more here, but let's get back to the action. Kanta Kobayashi leading things off. First pitch from John Karanka, called strike 1. I would assume the first time through the order, many of the Bruin batters will be taking a pitch or two, trying to get a read on the release point from Karanka. He's ahead in the count now, 0-2. Shadows creeping across most of the infield. First base and second base, right field still in the sunshine. Karanka wastes one there, 1-2 the count on the Bruins' leadoff batter. Kanta had 2 RBIs, one on a hit by pitch, one on a sacrifice fly. Now 2-2. Kanta was on base 3 of the 5 times he was up in game number 1. Opposite field swinging, out of play. If you're trying to read the scoreboard, you can't. The sun setting that way makes it virtually impossible to read on your home screen. It's hard for us to try to read it too. In about 45 minutes or so, it'll be easier to read. That one's coming right at us on the foul ball as Kanta stays alive. Kanta again, opposite field, down the left field line. That one's tailing, and it'll drop about 3 feet into foul territory. Kanta is already halfway to second base when that ball landed. He'll keep on trotting and head back to the batter's box, where on-deck batter Connor Barnett will do a courteous thing and hand him his bat back. Count remains. Kobayashi trying to lead it off for the Bruins. Again, opposite field, again near the same spot, tailing toward the line, and again it'll be about 3 or 4 feet foul. Good hustle on the play by left fielder Cade Ostenson. He threw a dive at the last second, but came up about a foot or two short of making the play. Oh, again, it's the very courteous Connor Barnett to Kanta Kobayashi, the very grateful Kanta Kobayashi. Bruins with the black jersey tops and white pants as they wore in game number 1. Hit into the air to left field. That's going to go into left center field. Giving chase is Ostenson. And he makes the catch and then continues on into the fence after another stride. So Cade Ostenson is getting his exercise in this bottom of the first inning. Going to his right on a couple plays in foul territory. Now it looks like he's going to be okay as he robs Kanta Kobayashi of extra bases. Taking a couple extra seconds to get himself recomposed. Now looks like Ostenson is ready to go. And so is John Karanka on the mound. Connor Barnett to left field, and again Ostenson's going to have to move. That one's off the bottom of the fence. Connor Barnett, hobbled with that hamstring injury, will make it to second base with a 1-out double. Running very gingerly, but making it work to the salutes from his teammates from the Bellevue bench on the first base side of the field. A stand-up double for Connor Barnett. Next up for the Bruins, left fielder Jake Lacey. The first pitch from Karanka on the knees for a called strike 1. Karanka, a senior from Burlington, North Dakota. Comebacker to the middle. Buckmaster, the shortstop, fields it. His throw, however, off the bag. Lacey hustling all the way. Infield single for left fielder Jake Lacey, as Buckmaster had to go a long way to get there. Then a quick throw on the play. Connor Barnett with a good read. He's standing on third base. So the Bruins with runners at first and second. And one out, and the batter catcher Logan Grant. Swing and a miss. Karanka's longest appearance this year was 2 2/3 innings, so this may be a game where we'll see a lot of Blue Hawk pitchers off the end of the bat, skewed foul. We'll see how it turns out. $14 2/3 innings, but all of them fairly short outings. Just the second game that Karanka has started. Fouled back over the top of our heads up here in the nice warm press box. Temperature in the low 50s today. Tomorrow is supposed to get up into the 70s. Right now, very little wind, so it's a comfortable day for playing baseball on April 1st in the upper Midwest. Karanka tosses over to first base. Lacey back in plenty of time. And nice to see the dark green hitting background in center field is fully in place for the first time today. Runner goes, it's solidly in center field. Nieto going back, he'll make the catch. That'll be deep enough to score Connor Barnett from third, as Jake Lacey will have to retrace his steps to first for Logan Grant. An RBI on the sacrifice fly to center field. And the Bruins on the board first in game number 2. Next up for the Bruins, right fielder Anthony Lind. Lind looks at the first pitch from John Karanka, breaking ball that sweeps outside. Lacey was running on the pitch the last time with Grant at the plate. Let's see if he might try to steal a bag. He's going, and on the hit and run, the pitch fouled out of play. With that unique delivery, John Karanka probably not going to be the fastest pitcher to the plate with his delivery, so the Bruin base runners, base stealers may get an extra step on their attempts today. Lacey with 9 steals, 9 out of 11 attempts. He's tied with Takumi Mieno for the team lead in stolen bases. That pitch just off the outside corner. 1-1 to Anthony.
A little too cool. Yeah, it's safe. Had to transfer.
Where are you from originally?
Connecticut.
Oh, okay. Have you ever heard of Groton Long Point?
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, my neighbors back home, they're from there.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I've gone there, like, for summer, like, vacation stuff.
Linda waits.
There's some money down there.
Yeah. Like, Mystic Pizza's right there.
Yep.
Breaking ball, called strike. Now 1-2 on the Bruin right fielder.
Do they have a yacht and everything?
They don't have a yacht, but they're out on the point.
Yeah.
Anthony hit over 500 on the 7-game Florida trip for the Bruins earlier this year, back in March, early March.
Yeah, before taking the shot, I worked.
387, the batting average coming into today's action. Opposite field swinging down the right field line. It's got a tail. Right fielder giving chase. It'll drop in foul territory.
Okay, I worked here at softball.
Oh, the Dickinson State outfielders, corner outfielders, are getting their exercise in this one. Matthias Duffner had a long way to go on that.
I love those, like, baggies, like, small little towns.
After Cade Ostenson got a lot of exercise earlier in this frame.
Yeah, just stay away from Mystic.
1 run on 2 hits thus far for the Bruins.
Really?
In this bottom of the first inning. This second game of the doubleheader, 7 innings scheduled contest. No 10-run rule. Hit and run again. One hopper at Buckmaster fields it off the side. His strong throw across the diamond retires Anthony Lind. and the Bruins are done in the first inning. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. 1 inning in the books. It's the Bellevue Bruins 1, the Dickinson State Bluehawks nothing. All right, another text in the queue. And this comes from the Townsends. All right, the Townsends, Bill and Pam, still watching from the Oregon coast. We went out between innings and got some fresh crab Louie. We got an extra one for you. All right, send it this way. Bill will do his best to eat it for you if I can't. Oh, well, Bill, the onus is on you now. You got a big tummy to take care of here. So, go Bruins, go CJ. Glad you guys are with us once again. And suddenly my voice sounds like I'm going through puberty. So, sorry about that. Quick sip of Dr. Pepper here, and I'll be back up to it. We're glad you're with us on this late Saturday afternoon into early Saturday evening on the Bellevue Bruin Sports Network. Again, if you'd like to be part of our broadcast, Bruin fans or Blue Hawk fans, 402-515-7654. Here we go at the top of the second inning, leading it off. Designated hitter Wyatt Wilharm. Strike 1 on the first pitch from Blake Crippen. Crippen working quickly. That one's lined into center field. It'll drop for a base hit. 2 hops to Kanta Kobayashi. So Wyatt Wilharm, who came out as a pinch hitter in game number 1 today, getting a start in game number 2. He's got a 2-for-2 outing going. He likes the hitting weather here in Omaha, I guess. Next up, right fielder Matthias Duffner. Duffner appeared as a pinch hitter in game number 1, getting to start today as well. Swinging and missing on the first offering. Crippen with the fastball. He can cut the fastball. He can throw a slider, curve, changeup. Good pop on that fastball on the knees. Now 0-2 the count. Duffner singled in his 1 plate appearance in game number 1. Popped up, but that'll be out of play behind the third base area. Springtime seasonal allergies time of year, so. Crippen comes set. Chop foul once again. Duffner on the year hitting .211. Down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Duffner. Crippen, the 5'10 junior out of Oregon. Little chopper in front of the mound. Crippen comes off quickly, fields it, and throws it to Trad Richardson at first for the first out of the inning. On the play, Wyatt Wilharm advancing to second. Little squibber off the top of the bat. Good job of the pitcher fielding his position, and the next batter for Dickinson State will be the left fielder, Cade Austinson. We've said his name several times defensively already in this one. In game number 1, Austinson was the 2-hole hitter and delivered a solo home run to get his team on the board, but in game number 2, he drops to the 8-hole. Looks at a called strike 1. Blake from Hillsboro, Oregon, to be exact. Low and away, 1-1. Nathan Springer, also from Hillsboro, Oregon. Lays off that breaking pitch, which misses away. And C.J. Townsend completes our trio of Oregon natives on the Bellevue squad this year. Just off the outside edge, So Blake Crippen trying to come back in the count, working against Cade Ostenson. Down low, and Ostenson will draw the walk. And there'll be Blue Hawk runners on first and second for the 9-hole hitter, first baseman Cale Richards. Here's another name you can look up, Cale, K-A-E-L, as we're getting our genealogy today. Nice breaking ball in the zone, called strike one. Crippen worked around a couple of base runners in the first inning. Has a similar scenario going on right now in the second. 2 on, but 1 man out. Facing Cale Richards. Late on that swing. Cale is an Americanized form of the German Kohl or Kale. In English, it's a habitational name for the villages of East or West Kiel in Lincolnshire. There we go. We'll small sound a lot smarter now. Chopper foul. Bellevue's got a couple of soccer players from the Lincolnshire area.
We did. We still do. Andy.
Yes, thank you. Here's the pitch. That one's hit down the left field line. That's going to drop fair. 1 runner around third. Here comes the second on his way to third. The throw will go into second. But it'll be an RBI stand-up double for Cale Richards. And the score is tied 1 apiece. Wilhelm scores on the play. Ostenson advancing to third. And Cale Richards with the RBI double ties it. So 2 runners in scoring position, still just 1 out in the inning. Back to the top of the order, and Keanu Kalamayan. Bruin playing their corner infielders up, middle infielders at regular depth. Early in the game, you don't want to allow a big inning if you can help it. First pitch, tailing fastball, called strike one. Kalamayan got a hit his first time up. Missing outside on the big breaking ball. Kalamayan got that hit, but was then picked off at first base on that nice nifty move by Blake Crippen. Crippen sets just above the belt. Foul out of play right side. Got a 3/4 moon or so on the eastern horizon coming up above the trees there. Upstairs on the fastball. Chopped on the ground to third and through the hole. Another run on the board as the Blue Hawks take a 2-1 lead on the RBI single by Keanu Kalamayan. Ostenson scores on the play. Richards advancing to third, so runners at the corners as a 2-spot put up. Yeah, Andy Wilkinson was from Lincolnshire. He married a soccer player who married volleyball player Sierra Athan in a match made at Bellevue University. Next up, Alberto Nieto. Chopped off his foot, foul. He was in the batter's box. Bruin middle infielders, a double play depth. Michael Dahl going through the signs. Now his batter and base runners are ready to go. Pickoff move to first, the runner back pretty easily. Kalamayan learned his lesson after getting picked off the first time up. He's not wandering too far off the bag. Back to the net. Crippen ahead 1-2. Crippen with a couple of big wins in that Florida trip. Got the victory over St. Thomas and then the victory over Southeastern University. Thus far, Southeastern's only loss of the season. The number 1 rated team in the NAIA. The swing and the miss on the cutting ball on the inside half, or the strikeout in the second out of the inning. Southeastern of Florida, the number 1 team in the NAIA coaches top 25 poll, 30-1 overall. Their 1 loss to Bellevue. Here's third baseman Dawson Cortese.
Well, they now have 2 losses. They split with Ave.
Line drive to short. C.J. Townsend makes a nice play going to his glove hand side. The line drive retires the side. But the Blue Hawks pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on base after 1.5. Dickinson State 2, Bellevue University 1. So a couple of base runners stranded in the first inning, a couple in the second as well. So 2 runs on the board, but 4 stranded. All right, a couple of text messages have come in. Hey, this is Teron Williams' twin brothers. How can twin brothers, that would be...
Twins, but they're not his.
Gotcha. Okay, there we go. Now I understand. Sorry, guys. Go Bruins. Say Teron's brothers. Glad you guys are with us today. You stumped me for just a second there. Great job on the broadcast. Looking forward to meeting you later this month from the Salicio family. Thanks for the nice compliment, and looking forward to that too. Alex, one of the seniors on the squad. Bellevue will have Senior Day coming up. Do you know off the top of your head when that is? Later this month of April, so the quick fingers of Bill Mullins hard at work here.
22nd.
Saturday, April 22nd will be Senior Day, so we look forward to seeing a lot of the families of the senior players coming on out to the ballpark. John Stella Field at Brown Park in Omaha, Nebraska, about 10 minutes or so from the Bellevue University campus. Bruins trailing now 2-1, leading it off in the bottom of the second, third baseman Nick Grade. Grade had an RBI in game number 1, also a double, and scored a run late. The first pitch from John Karanka, a breaking ball for a called strike 1. Again, first time through the order. First time Grade, Richardson, Staley, and Townsend will be facing the sidearm slinging of John Karanka. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Chopper to short. Buckmaster kind of comes up a little bit on him. He stays with it and makes the play for the first out of the inning. Must be just a little bit of a seam between the green and the brown of the infield field turf. It looks like it may have hit there and came up a little bit, but a nice job by Ballas Buckmaster to stay with it for the first out. Here's the Bruins first baseman, Trad Richardson. Richardson had an RBI double as part of the 3-run 8th inning, helped Bruins extend their lead and win it by a score of 7-2. 2 runs scored on the day for Richardson as well. Karanka comes set. On the outside corner, a called strike. Karanka working from the middle of the pitcher's rubber. Working exclusively from the stretch. That one outside. Again, a crossfire action versus right-handed batters. Fouled at the plate. Two count. Jam job off the handle of the bat, flared over towards first base. Calling for it and making the catch is Cale Richards for the second out of the inning. Next up for the Bruins, second baseman Drew Staley. As the home plate umpire helps out catcher Derek Calvillo with a little bit of an equipment issue before Staley steps in. Strike one called. Don't know if you can really throw a changeup with that side-on motion, but it looks like that pitch had some downward motion on it, as a changeup would. That one stays low, 1-1. Could be a splitter, yeah. That one takes a piece of the front leg of Drew Staley. He flinches and then heads down to first base on the hit by pitch. Do you know if he has another headset available? In between innings. Down low, ball one to C.J. Townsend. First at bat of the game for C.J. Playing shortstop today. Versatile guy, can play either of the middle infield positions or third base. Had a couple of walks in game number one. Big swing, fouled off the mask of the catcher.
Bro, you can't even see, bro. Like, literally, bro. It's better now, early.
Hey, Alex, if we can find another headset, you want to talk, interview you in between innings?
Yeah.
I don't know if we have one available, but we'll see if we can find it.
Okay, yeah, I'll check.
I did it later last week. You got an interview, yeah.
Townsend awaits the pitch. Down low. Dwayne Monlick's running through his signs in the third base coaching box. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on Townsend. Let's see if the runner might be in motion. Throw over to first base. Staley back easily. Just off the inside edge of the play. Now 3-1. Umpire in game number 1 had a much bigger strike zone than the umpire in game number 2. Pitchers love the first guy. Hitters will be happier with the second so far. Popped up. Buckmaster, the shortstop, a couple steps into the outfield grass. He will glove it to retire the side. In the inning, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. 2 innings complete. The Dickinson State Blue Hawks 2, the Bellevue Bruins 1. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're going to have another special guest on our broadcast today. We heard from Alec Ackerman last week. And today, hey, the Salicio family just texted in that they're listening in for game number 2. Well, hopefully you're still listening, because guess who our guest is going to be for the next inning on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. There we go. All right, give me a 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, check, check.
All right, can you hear me well?
Yeah, I get you perfect.
All right, very good.
Perfect.
Alex Salicio, the Bruins starting pitcher in game number 1, picked up, I don't know if you know this or not, your 20th career victory.
Yeah, Coach Monlix had brought it up. I didn't know I had 20. Going into the game, I didn't know I was at 19.
You thought it was probably 50, huh?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I thought it was a little bit more, but no, it's obviously it's a good milestone to hit 20. I think I'm like 22 or 3 in my career at Bellevue, so it's really good that the record looks really good.
Pretty darn good. You've become that opener in every conference series here, the guy who gets the ball the first opportunity. Leading off the top of the 3rd inning, Derek Calvillo, the catcher, hit by pitch his first time up, working against Blake Crippen. You've been in Bellevue now for 3 years, correct?
3 years, yep. This is my last year here at Bellevue.
Came in, got most of your work early on as a reliever, and then cracked that starting rotation last year. Next pitch, off the outside corner, 1-1 to count. Talk us through a little bit about your early days as a little leaguer and a high school player in the San Diego area.
Well, believe it or not, Oh, I'll wait for this.
Okay, Kanta Kobayashi ranging into right center field to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Were you always a pitcher, or did you play every position on the field?
Growing up, I used to just be just a hitter. I would get starts every now and then, like just a pitch when we didn't have enough guys. So I've always had a little bit of pitching experience since my young days playing baseball. But yeah, most of my life I've been a hitter up till junior college. That's when I switched to a pitcher, just pitching.
Shortstop Dallas Buckmaster, the next hitter for Dickinson State. Where did you go to junior college, and talk a little bit about your career there?
At junior college, I went to Southwestern, located in San Diego, California, my hometown, and it was nice over there. I started off as a starter, like right out of high school when I first my first outings were at, starting.
Buckmaster hits it on the ground to short. Townsend fields it. His throw across the diamond in time. One shortstop retiring the other on the 6-3 put out. Next up will be the designated hitter, Wyatt Wilharm.
Yeah, so my first couple outings in junior college, I started off as a starter, but as the season went on, we needed some bullpen guys, so they threw me in the bullpen, and that's kind of where my bullpen experience came from. So it's nice that at JUCO I was starting and relieving.
Pitch from Crippen on the inside corner, a called strike one.
So I really feel like my JUCO, it really prepared me for the role that I got handed here, from going from the bullpen to eventually becoming a starter.
One hopper past Townsend out in left field. CJ got a little piece of that but couldn't collect it. So a base hit for Wyatt Wilhelm. He's now 3 for 3 on the day, including 2 hits in this one after a pinch hit opportunity in game number 1. Next up, right fielder Matthias Duffner. All right, Bellevue, Nebraska is a long way from San Diego, California. What was the connection that got you from there to here?
If I'm being honest, to this day, I'm not sure how. I'm not sure how Coach Monlegs got my number, but he had reached out to me first, just introducing himself, introducing the school, and I had a couple of phone calls with him.
Chopper to Nick Gray at third, short hop, glove throw across the diamond, in tired, 5-3 on the play. And the Blue Hawks are done in the top of the third. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. The score remains 2-1. Blue Hawks on top of the Bruins. We're visiting with Bellevue pitcher Alex Salicio. Now, what is your record on the year? I have it over here, so let me sound smarter than I really am. Alex is now 6-1 on the year, and his 20th career victory as a Bellevue University Bruins. Was it a culture shock for you to come from Southern California, where the weather is always pretty darn decent, to your first winter in Bellevue, Nebraska?
Oh, it was a major culture shock. I remember I was excited when I first saw snow falling from the sky. I went outside, put some layers on. I felt like a kid, like just jumping in the snow, because in San Diego, we had no snow. And yeah, it was like really nice to finally see snow. But after that first day, I got tired of it. I would have to wake up early, probably like 40 minutes before class started, just to like shovel out the little walkway to get out of the building, the apartment building. So it was a challenge, but having spent 3 years here, you get used to it.
That first snowfall of the year is always pretty. Everybody's always excited, but after that, it gets real old. You like a little snow at Christmas time, and then the rest of the year, you hope it's like it's been here the last couple of years. We normally have about 25 to 30 inches of snow in the Omaha Bellevue area. The last 2 years, we've had right around 10 inches, so that gives you an opportunity to get out and play baseball even in January and February sometimes here.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about what you're studying in school, what's your major, what your plans are for beyond being a Bellevue Bruin.
So right now I'm majoring in business administration, and I'm taking my last class this semester, so I'll be graduating at the end of the spring, which is exciting. I'll finally be done with school. I'm kind of happy for that, looking forward to it. But it's kind of scary too, because I don't exactly know what I want to do with business yet. I kind of have an idea, but it's still like I kind of gotta get an idea real soon, because I know time's ticking down.
The real world is knocking at your door, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning, center fielder Kanta Kobayashi. New pitcher for the Dickinson Blue Hawks, number 26, is Cooper Von Lucian on in relief of starter John Karanka. Karanka can't win it. He can't lose it either. He hasn't gone the necessary 5 innings as a starting pitcher, but he is ahead 2-1 as Von Lucian takes over. Kobayashi, 2-0 the count on the Bruins leadoff hitter. Are you interested in heading back to California, finding something here in the Omaha Bellevue area, or are you still undecided on that?
If I'm being honest, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be staying here in Bellevue any longer than I have to after the summer. Kind of looking forward to going back home. And what I originally came for Bellevue was just to finish my schooling, finish out baseball. Kind of not really having as much distractions here. There's not really much to do here, if I'm being honest. So it wasn't hard to kind of like focus on like what I came here to do.
You're not going to win any prizes from the Bellevue Chamber of Commerce with that last question.
Yeah.
Hit hard to center field. Kobayashi gave it a ride. Nieto reaches up at the fence, can't make the catch. Kanta will hold on at second base. A good effort by the center fielder, Alberto Nieto, to get to the ball, but the ball, his glove, and the wall all kind of arrived at the same time. So a leadoff double for Kanta Kobayashi, and the Bruins with a scoring opportunity here with Connor Barnett at the plate. Yeah, there's no beaches here, no palm trees or things like that. So
Yeah, I kind of got spoiled being from San Diego and living there my whole life to coming over here, but it's nice. It was something different.
Chula Vista, is that just a suburb of San Diego?
So it's about 10 minutes down south from downtown San Diego. So I just think it's easier if I say I'm from San Diego because I don't think a lot of people know where Chula Vista's at.
Yeah.
So just saying San Diego, it's probably a little bit easier.
Been out there a couple of times years ago. It's a lovely, lovely area. Barnett sends that one foul down the right field side. So I know you'll be excited to return there when that time comes. But you've made quite an impact during your years here at Bellevue University.
Yeah. I'm like so grateful to. I'm so happy that I came to Bellevue because coming to Bellevue, I made so many memories, so many friends, so many relationships, and.
Barnett drives that to the right side on a breaking ball. Right fielder giving chase. He'll make the catch in the corner. Kanta Kobayashi will tag up on his way to third. A nice running catch out in right field by Matthias Duffner, but the Bruins have the tying run 90 feet away, and Jake Lacey stepping to the plate. Who are some of the guys that are your best friends on the Bellevue squad?
My best friends on the Bellevue squad, probably the guy sitting over here right behind me, Jose Villagomez Jr. He's probably one of my best friends right here. A guy named Micah last year that he played on the squad, Micah Savine, one of them. But honestly, I could probably say that to anybody on the Bellevue squad. We hang out so much outside of the field, so it's just like my connection with them. Like I can consider everyone my best friend on this team.
Cool. Chopped on the ground to third. Kobayashi will hold there. Cortese on the throw across the diamond, and Lacey is retired. So Kobayashi not able to try to score on that play. It was hit right at the third baseman. A good decision by Kanta to hold and leave it up to Logan Grant to try to knock him in. Grant, a sacrifice fly run batted in his first time up in this second game. Working against Cooper Von Lucian. Lines that one foul down the right field side. Had a good hack on that one. Do you have a favorite memory or two or three from your time at Bellevue?
Yeah, I do. It was last year, starting against Concordia University in the opening round for the Game 2 of the championship. I think it. Oh, just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. Yep.
That game alone was probably my favorite memory, just because the result of just pitching a good game and then giving my team the.
Chopped on the ground to second base, fielded out there in shallow right field by the second baseman, Keanu Kalamayan. And his throw to first retires the side. After the leadoff double, the Bruins don't get anything beyond that. No runs on one hit, no errors. One man left on base through 3 complete innings. Our score remains 2-1, Dickinson State on top. A great pitching performance by you. It sent the Bruins to the NAIA World Series for the second consecutive year. So
that was really exciting, especially because the year before that, they had told me to close the game, and I kind of blew that save right there. I just, from that, the moment that I saw them celebrating on the field and realizing that I had a huge impact on that, it kind of like fueled me, kind of motivated me a little bit more. And then once I saw that Concordia University was in our opening round again for the second consecutive year, I just knew that I wanted nothing more to start against them and send them home this time.
You got a chance for redemption. You took it, and you worked on it and got it done. Congratulations on that and your win today and all those other 18 victories in between on those total of 20.
Thank you.
On your career. Any final thoughts? Any final folks you want to say hello to? Might be listening in today on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network.
Yeah, so I'll say hello to, first of all, my parents, my mom and dad. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. My brother, I'm not sure. I think he's still in town. He's visiting from college. He might be with them watching the game, so hi to him. My sister, I know she's watching. She's always texting me after the game about how I did and always sending me words of encouragement, so thank you. And then my cousin, Stephanie Ibarra, she's probably my #1 fan, always supporting me, whether it's a good day or a bad day. She's always right there sending me text messages.
Nice to have great people like that in your life.
Yep, exactly.
Kate Ostenson leading off the top of the 4th inning, working against Bellevue starter Blake Crippen. Swings and misses on that one. So many more victories here in the remaining month and a half or so of this current baseball year, and best of success to you as you continue on whatever the future holds for you. And thanks for all of your work, too, behind the scenes on our volleyball and basketball broadcasts. Alex was frequently the camera guy working behind the scene, and we got to talk a little baseball before those other sports as well for that.
Yeah, we did. We had a lot of fun in the booth, and when you were doing the interviews for basketball, I was so excited. I was like, I really hope I get an interview. It looked so fun.
It's not as easy to do with baseball because you guys are way down there. Fly ball to left field. Lacey, the left fielder, sets underneath it, and Jake makes a catch for the first out of the inning. So we've got Alec on. Now we've got you on. We'll see who we can get up here next on the scene. We can't just, exactly go out and grab Nick Gray from third base because he's got to play and bat and everything like that. But pitchers, it works out well.
Yeah, pitchers, especially like pitching the first game. My day's pretty much done. I just have to chart some velocity, and that's pretty much it. But
take the rest of the weekend off.
Exactly, yeah. That's what's nice about being a starter, is that you pitch your game, and after that, you have the next 3 games off.
Cale Richards, the batter, down 0-2 in the count. He singled his first time up and got an RBI with that. Crippen's been able to get fastballs by him on this at-bat. Let's see if he keeps the velocity up. He does. Paints the outside corner for the strikeout, looking for the second out of the inning. Third strikeout of the game for Blake Crippen. Hey, you had 8 Ks in today's game. I don't know if you count those totals or not. So.
Oh, wow. No, I did not know that, but that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
That's really good. My last couple starts were kind of rough, but I really took this week to really focus on new grips for pitches that weren't really breaking as much as I wanted them to, and just more mechanical work this week.
Uh-huh.
I'm just glad it paid off. I was so happy after the win today, just knowing that all the hard work's paying off.
Good. The finesse of that grip, that's very important for any pitcher as Keanu Kalamayan steps in with 2 outs. Down to the count, 1-2. Shadows starting to creep over almost the entire field. Anthony Lynn out there and right, the only guy has to look up into the sun. He's probably hoping nothing comes his way till the next inning when the sun will be behind the hills on the west side of the field here. 2-2 the count on Kalamayan. 2-1 our score. Dickinson State up. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Blake Crippen. Now 4 on the day for the Bruins southpaw. 3 up, 3 down. Top of the 4th inning. Any final things you want to mention as part of our broadcast before we let you get back to enjoy being the winning pitcher from game number 1?
I think that's pretty much it. Just hopefully we can come back right now. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 more at-bats, find 2 more runs. But it looks like Cripp's settling down now, so it's going to be a good one. Hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully it's a good game.
Bruins been averaging over 9 runs per game. They got a little slow getting started today for you. You're probably worried until the 3 runs in the 6th and then 3 runs in the 8th kind of put it away late and you were able to pick up your 20th win. So, Alec, I'll let you get back to your back to your duties over there. Alex Salicio, the Bruins starting pitcher out of Chula Vista, San Diego, California. Thanks for coming by today, Alex.
Thank you for the invitation.
All righty, bye-bye.
Coach, you want to keep it right there?
Yeah, that's fine there. So, all right. Always nice to talk to the student athletes at Bellevue University. We do that a lot with volleyball and basketball because right after the game they just come up to our booth. With baseball, as Alex and I were talking about, it's kind of hard to pull a position player off the field to come up and do an interview up in the press box. But starting pitchers or injured players are a little bit easier to do.
How are you saying his last name? New pitcher's last name? How are you saying that, guys?
Cooper Von Lucian. Cooper Von Lucian back to the mound for his second inning of relief work. He'll be facing Lind, Grade, and Richardson as the Bruins try to come from the one-run deficit. As suddenly my mouth stopped working. There, Bill slapped me, and now we'll get back to work here. Anthony grounded out his first time up today. Shows bunt, pulls it back. The breaking ball winds up in the zone. Anthony looking for his first hit of the day, 0 for 4 in game number 1. He's been one of the more consistent Bruin hitters on the season. That one is going to go a long way. Anthony Lynn turns on it, drives it over the left field wall, and then some. So there we go. That's the reverse announcer's curse after I was saying he was 0 for 5. Anthony with a solo home run jack deep over the left field fence to tie it at 2-2. For Anthony, that is his third home run of the season, his 27th run batted in. Though he got all of that one, turning on the pitch to drive it deep. Here's another guy that can drive it deep for the Bruins, third baseman Nick Grade. He too grounded out to shortstop his first time up. But Grade with 8 home runs on the year. Let's see if he can go back-to-back with Anthony Lynn. First pitch, outer half, called strike 1. Von Lucian comes set. Another guy working exclusively from the stretch. That one's fouled at the plate, 0-2. That got a little piece of the catcher, Derek Calvillo. Looks like he's going to be okay, however. Catchers are a tough lot, right? Got a distance on it or still figuring?
425, 430, somewhere in that range.
Bill says 425 to 430 feet on that home run by Anthony Lynn. That was driven foul up the left side. Bellevue has won 15 of their last 16 games on a one-game winning streak. Swung on and missed. Nick Grade comes up empty for the first out of the inning. Stepping to the plate, Bellevue first baseman Trad Richardson. Richardson flew out his first time up today in this one. Had an RBI double in the first game of this set. First time facing Von Lucian. John Karanka got the start for Dickinson. Swung on and missed. So Lucian showing a little pop on his fastball. Back to the screen. So a Montana matchup here. Cooper Von Lucian, a freshman from Belgrade, Montana. Trad Richardson from Frenchtown, Montana. Breaking ball misses a little bit low. We've been exploring Montana all day long. One and two the count. Trad slightly open stance in the batter's box. Now 2-2 the count as that one deflects off the catcher's glove over the top of everything. Von Lucian comes set just above the belt. Chopper left side. Cortese, the third baseman, a quick release throw across the diamond. 5-3 on that put out. There are now 2 outs in the inning, as Drew Staley comes to bat for his second time today. Drew was hit by a pitch his first time up. Bellevue's had base runners on in each of the first 4 innings. 2 runs on 4 hits to this point. First pitch from Von Lucian is outside. The lights are on at John Stella Field. Don't have much of an impact right now, but they will in the last couple of innings of the day's scheduled 7-inning contest. In the zone on the next pitch, 1-1 to count. Base is empty, 2 outs, 2-2 our score. That one's hit deep. That one has some carry. That one is also going to follow suit as Drew Staley with a solo home run to left field. First it was Anthony Lynn, now it is Drew Staley as solo jacks in this bottom of the 4th inning. The Bruins, as soon as Staley steps on the plate, the Bruins with a 3-2 lead. Congratulations from his teammates as he heads back into the Bellevue dugout. And the Bruins with a 1-run lead, courtesy of the long ball in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here now the shortstop, C.J. Townsend. Outer half of the plate for a called strike 1. Bill estimates that home run from Drew Staley at 383 feet. Bill and Google Maps working together there for that one.
The best StatCast on the NAI right here.
That's why they pay him the big bucks. Catcher sets up over the outer half. Let's see if that's where the pitch goes. It does, but fouled back by CJ. CJ, just a sophomore in eligibility. Little waggle of the bat as he gets ready for the next pitch from Cooper Von Lucian. Upstairs, CJ lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on the Bruins shortstop. Pop foul out of play. Count remains 1-2. We'll be right back here tomorrow afternoon beginning at noon Central Time, 11 o'clock Mountain Time, 10 o'clock Pacific Time. There we got 3 of the 4 time zone covers. And CJ gets hit in the back with that breaking ball that didn't break. So he'll be a 2-out base runner as he trots down to first. Kanta Kobayashi will head to the plate to hit. Kanta with that double his last time up, a 1-for-2 game. Townsend does not yet have a stolen base this year. Kobayashi opposite field hitting. Again, Cortese, the third baseman, gloves it, throws it, and the side is retired. For the Bellevue Bruins, 2 runs on 2 hits. Those 2 big home runs by Anthony Lind and Drew Staley. No errors and nobody left on, 1 man left on base. As we head to the top of the 5th, the Bellevue Bruins 3, the Dickinson State Blue Hawks 2. Blake Crippen back to the mound for the Bruins. 3 more innings to go on this one. The Bruins won the opener today by a score of 7-2 to go 9-0 in conference play. With the loss, the Blue Hawks dropped to 4-5. Blake Crippen with a 3.19 earned run average on the season. As a team, the Bruins a 4.54 earned run average. And the Sakamotos wanted to let us know they'll be back for Senior Day as well, coming up on the 22nd. We mentioned that in our earlier interview with Alex Salicio as we get ready for the 5th inning. Here's Alberto Nieto, the center fielder, to lead it off. Strike one as Crippen gets ahead in the count. The windup and the pitch, the swing and the miss on the tailing fastball. Let's go Bruins from the Hudlows, watching from Minnesota. We'll see you in Omaha next weekend. All right, so the Bruins playing 7 conference series, and 6 of the 7 will be in Omaha because the first 2 series of the years, which were scheduled to be on the road, got moved here because of bad weather. Crippen again working quickly. That one's hit in the air left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit for Nieto. He'll round first, but hold on there as Jake Lacey gets the ball back in quickly. So the leadoff guy is on for the Blue Hawks in the top of the 5th inning. Nieto in the 2-hole spot. Here is the 3-hole hitter, third baseman Dawson Cortese. 1 for 2 today. Dawson and his younger brother Richie, members of the Blue Hawk squad, fouled off the foot of the batter in the box. Strike one. Crippen delivers. Breaking ball, fouled back. Now 0-2. All right, with that part of the game where now nobody is looking up into the bright sunshine. Everybody takes off their sunglasses. Quick move to first, and he's got him again. The second pickoff of the day for pitcher Blake Crippen. This time he gets Alberto Nieto on the 1-3 put out. Got a pickoff in the first inning, and now another one in the 5th. That crafty left-handed move. And now he's back to work against Cortese at the plate. That one must have been low. Had pretty good coverage of the plate, but now 1-2 the count on the Blue Hawk third baseman. Again, a pitch that just misses. 2-2. I try not to be too argumentative with the umpires. I umpired for many years, so I know it's a tough job, and yeah, a lot of pitches are, could go just about either way. Fouled out of play, 2-2 the count remains. Chopper, Grade, gloves it. And a strong throw across the diamond, 5-3 on that putout. And now 2 out in the 5th. Catcher Derek Calvillo next up to bat for the Blue Hawks. Yeah, except that one knucklehead that one year, the regional tournament, that's a long story. 2 out pitch to Calvillo. Breaking ball, chop foul right side.
Fun one to reach out.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good Saturday night at the bar story. 0-1 at Calvillo. Upstairs on the fastball, 1-1. Swing and a miss. 2 runs on 7 hits thus far for Dickinson State. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Bruins. That one's hit in the air to center field. Kanta Kobayashi goes back. Now he finds the spot, and he'll settle to catch it for the third out of the inning. Calvillo got pretty good wood on that, but comes up empty. No runs on one hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Bellevue 3, Dickinson State 2. Looks like we'll have another pitching change for Dickinson State. The southpaw coming on, number 21. Carlos Molina Jr. coming on to pitch. Third pitcher of this game. Molina Jr. had a pinch hit opportunity in game number 1 today, but he comes on in relief here for the team from North Dakota. I wonder if he's related to Yachty or Benji.
Well, if he's related to one, he's probably.
Both since they're brothers, yeah, okay. All right, let's find here. Carlos Molina is a sophomore left-hander. This is his 9th appearance in the season, all of them in relief. 6 1/3 innings of work, has only allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, but he's walked 7 and struck out 4, a 4.26 earned run average. His job will be to try to keep this one close as the home team Bruins lead it by 1 run, 3-2 our score. One final shout out if you still want to join us today on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network, 402-515-7654. One more text in the queue. Loving your entertaining, colorful broadcast. Well, thank you, Connor and his teammates. Exciting playing and the coach's expertise. So all those kind of go together. The colorful broadcast, the teammates' exciting play, and the coach's expertise. That's from Jack and Judy Barnett, Connor's Colorado grandparents. Love you all. Thanks again. You guys are frequent listeners, we know, to the ball games. Connor hobbled a little bit this year, but trying to do what he can do with a bum shoulder and a hamstring injury. And hey, speaking of Connor Barnett, look who's up. The Bruin designated hitter. He's 1 for 2 today in this one. First pitch from Carlos Molina Jr. up and away. Connor got a hit and an RBI in game number 1. 1 for 2 in this second one. Ahead in the count, 2-0. On the outside edge, called strike 1. Connor, a graduate of Papillion La Vista High School, where my wife used to teach German for, I think it was 18 years. Opposite field, that one's going to squirt through. Connor Barnett going oppo to get things started in this 5th inning. Let's see if we might have a pinch runner for Connor as Dwayne Monlex comes walking down the third base line. And it looks like Takumi Maeno will come in as the pinch runner. So we'll put him in the 2-hole spot. In NAIA baseball, you can re-enter, so Connor can come re-enter in that DH spot, or Takumi could hit in the 2-hole when it comes around next time. We'll see what happens there, as Jake Lacey is the next Bellevue batter. Jake 1 for 2. Takumi gets his lead off of first. Delivery straight over the press box roof. Out of play, obviously. The Bruins have had hits in 4 of the first 5 innings. The only one they were hitless was in the second. Move over to first. Maeno back easily. Logan Grant with a sacrifice fly RBI in the first inning. And then solo home run RBIs from Anthony Lind and Drew Staley in the 4th have accounted for all 3 of the runs. Again, the move to first. Again, Maeno back standing up. Takumi, the sophomore from Fukuoka, Japan. On the breaking ball, a strike is called. So Fukuoka and Tokyo, the two Japanese cities represented by Bruin players this year. Way wide on that fastball. I forgot, 4 or 5 Canadian players on the Bellevue roster as well. Pitch in the dirt, blocked up by Calvillo. That one is going to go bye-bye as well. A 2-run home run for Jake Lacey as he waited on the breaking ball, kept the hands back, then drove the bat through with his arms and his hips. 2 home runs on that dinger, the 3rd home run of the game for Bellevue batters. And the Bruin lead grows to 5-2. So for Jake Lacey, let's see here. Jake now with 6 home runs on the season and 33 runs batted in. The Bruins, a little bit more of a comfortable lead with 3 than with 1. Here now is Logan Grant. Big swing. A strike on the Bruin catcher. .40 home runs on the season now for the Bruins. Again, the breaking ball. This one stays inside on the pitch from Molina Jr. The windup and the pitch. Hit on the screws to center field, but right at the center fielder, Alberto Nieto comes on to make the play for the first out of the inning. Next up, Anthony Lynn. He got that scoring. Started last inning with that solo home run. 407 feet is the estimation for that home run from Jake Lacey. That's become Bill's new favorite pastime, is figuring out the distance on those home run jacks. So there's a lot worse things in the world you could be figuring on. Right field side, that one is going to drop into the glove of right fielder Matthias Duffner, who went a ways to get that one right on the foul line for the second out of the inning. 2 runs across, 2 out. Here's third baseman Nick Grade. So Jake Lacey celebrating his Player of the Week honor with that 2-run home run. First pitch to Grade, wide. Another breaking ball. This one clips the outside. 1-1 the count. As the shadows start to cover the scoreboard, we can read the numbers out there once again. A big swing by Nick. Foul tipped, bouncing out of the glove of the catcher. One and two on the Bruins' third baseman. The pitch, chop foul. Dwayne Monlex. No play on that one. He's slowed down in his old age, hasn't he? I'll get punched for that if he hears it. That breaking ball stays wide, slipping out of the grip of Carlos Molina. 5 runs on 7 hits for Bellevue, 2 runs on 6 hits for Dickinson State. Down low. Dickinson State actually out-hit the Bruins in game number 1. They out-hit them 8-4, but the Bruins a 7-2 margin on the scoreboard in the runs column where it counts the most. Here's the full count pitch. Fouled once again. And again, a little Olay wave there by Coach Monlux. That one's hit in the air to center field. Coming on is Nieto, and he will catch it to retire the side. So 2 runs in on 2 hits, and then 3 fly balls. We're through 5 innings of play. Our score, the Bellevue Bruins 5, the Dickinson State Blue Hawks 2. Blake Crippen back to the pitcher's mound. He's usually the first Bruin back out there, getting ready with his warm-up tosses as he likes to get back to work on the mound. Works quickly. Don't have to worry about a pitch clock with him. Two innings to go in this one. Leading it off for the Blue Hawks, shortstop, Ballas Buckmaster. 0 for 2 in this one.
Now what? Number 4, Ballas Buckmaster.
Crippen from the line and the pitch. Breaking ball, a little bit low, ball 1. Buckmaster adjusts the shin guard protector on his lead foot. The right-handed batter awaits the next offering from the left-hander Crippen. Again, just a little bit low. Buckmaster from Anchorage, Alaska. So the North Dakota weather probably feels pretty warm to him.
I don't think Anchorage is that cold, really.
No, it's by the coast, isn't it? So it's a little more temperate. On the outside part of the plate, the call strike. Buckmaster taken all the way. Now 3-1 the count on the Blue Hawks shortstop. And he'll draw the leadoff walk in the top of the 6th inning. Designated hitter Wyatt Wilharm steps to the plate. He's 2 for 2 in this one. And had a pinch hit single in game number 1. A perfect 3 for 3 day. He's obviously trying to go 4 for 4. Bruins trying to get him to hit into a double play. Both ends of the spectrum there for you. Crippen comes set just above the belt. Trying to work inside, just off the inside corner. Logan Grant gone the distance behind the plate for the Bruins. Both games of this doubleheader. Nice changeup. Swung on and missed. Grant was behind the plate for the win from Alex Salicio and the save from Parker McMahon. Now in the 6th inning with Blake Crippen. A snap throw without the step off, but not the step towards, so. Down low. Again, the throw to first base, this time from Grant. Dickinson State with no stolen base attempts today. Bruin pitchers and catcher doing a nice job of holding the running game at bay. That one's chopped foul. And a skate save by head coach Michael Dahl on that play. 1-1 the count on the 6-hole hitter. Chopper fielded in fair play down the third base line. A nice turn following his glove by Blake Crippen. Wilharm retired for the first time today, 1-3 on that play. Buckmaster able to advance to second. Here's right fielder Matthias Duffner. Duffner hit into 2 ground ball outs today. Crippen delivers. Breaking ball. Called strike 1. Good start for the Bruins southpaw. A little flare. Staley going back, can't quite get there as it drops into center field. Buckmaster had to hold on the play to see if it was going to drop, so he will only be able to advance to third as Matthias Duffner comes through with the flare single to put runners at the corners and 1 away. Left fielder Cade Ostenson stepping in. Each team now with 7 hits on the game, but the Bruins with a 3-run lead. Ostenson could tie it up if he went long ball again, as he did in game number 1. Tries to check his swing. It's in the zone anyway for the called strike. Swing and a miss on the inner half. Crippen doing a nice job of working both sides of the plate. 0-2 the count. You're welcome. Crippen again comes set. Looks the runner at first. Fouled out of play. Blake tried to push the fastball past Ostenson. He got a piece to stay alive. Throw over to first base, the runner back on the dive. Just after 7 o'clock Central Time, as the lights starting to take a little bit of effect. That's hit in the air to right field. Anthony Lind will have room to make the play. There'll be a tag at third. Lind will make the catch, and he'll go to second base with the throw. They'll give up the 1 run to keep the runner at first from scoring, so a sacrifice fly. RBI for Cade Ostenson, his second RBI of the day, as Dallas Buckmaster scores, making it a 5-3 game. Next up, first baseman Cale Richards. Strike called on the first pitch from Crippen. Fastball upstairs. If you get a chance, can you look up the all-time series between Bellevue and Dickinson in baseball? Oh, hey, you're fast. Bellevue leads the all-time series 12-0.
13 after earlier.
Oh, 13, including today's first game today. Just missed on that pitch.
We didn't start playing until 2016.
Now 2-1.
Still 13-0. We played 4 times last year, 4 times.
There used to be 10 teams in the league, and we didn't play everybody. And they were.
Runner goes on the hit and run, grounded at third. Grade with the pickup, the throw. Chad Richardson on his short hop, gloves it on the other end, and the side is retired. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 man left on base as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Bruins on top by 2 by a score of 5-3. So 13-0, the all-time series lead for the Bruins. Didn't Dickinson not have a team 1 year, or were they talking about it? So
They dropped their program for a year or 2 years, I can't remember.
and then brought it back.
But it wasn't related.
So these two teams, member of the North Star Athletic Association for 6 years now.
Actually,
As a new pitcher, Cade Kesmersky comes on to pitch. We'll get Kazmersky's name in the scorebook and then find out a little bit more about him. Number 17, Cade Kazmersky, a senior from Kent, Washington. So somebody who's not from Montana or Arizona or North Dakota. We were joking about that earlier in the broadcast.
Kazmersky with a K.
Cade Kazmersky, this is his 8th appearance on the season. He's thrown about an inning in each of those appearances, 8 and a third. Has allowed 6 hits, given up 4 runs, all of them earned. Has walked 3 and struck out 10. So a good strikeout to walk ratio for Kazmersky, the new pitcher, the 4th pitcher of the game for the Blue Hawks. None of them has gone more than 2 innings in this one. First man Kazmersky will face is the Bruin first baseman, Trad Richardson. Oh, hello. Richardson gets hits in the back on a breaking ball that didn't really break. So Trad will be the leading lady for the Bruins as he walks down to first. That's the 3rd hit by pitch. Staley, Townsend, and now Richardson, the 7, 8, 9 guys in the order. And we might have a pinch runner. Aaron Gardner checks in as the pinch runner for the Bruins, replacing Todd Richardson. So he will be on at first as Drew Staley at the plate. Let's see if the Bruins might be bunting with Staley here, the bottom part of the order. Let's see. Neither team has been very successful with their bunting game today. As Kazmersky comes set at the letters, first pitch, breaking ball. Ball 1. Signs by head coach Dwayne Mondlux. That one's up high. Dickinson did not field a baseball team in 2019 and 2020 as a cost-cutting measure, but brought back baseball in 2021. They had a fundraising campaign to help make that possible. So thanks again, Bill, for that background information. And another hit in the back as Drew Staley wears 1 for the team. That's the 2nd time he's been hit today. So 2 hit by pitches and 1 home run. I think Drew would probably take that most days.
2 this game, right?
Yep. 11th time this season that Staley has been hit by a pitch. Firmly planted in that batter's box and won't get out of the way. Here's C.J. Townsend. Here's a good bunting opportunity here. Trying to put the ball down the third base side. Try to have Cortese field it if possible. If he does show bunt, he does. He pulls it back as the fastball comes up high. And a visit from assistant coach Cameron Guevara as a couple of guys scramble in the Dickinson State bullpen. Trying to keep this one close, trailing by 2. Number 22, Maximus Anderson, right-handed pitcher, throwing down in the bullpen now, trying to get limber, a freshman from Jamestown, North Dakota. Other side of the state from Dickinson. No, Jamestown's more middle of the state, isn't it? Yeah, not too far away. I was thinking more of like Valley City, which is on the eastern edge. Jamestown, a former member of the NSAA, but now part of the GPAC Athletic Conference. Great Plains Athletic Conference. Let's see if the bunt is still on here. Staley, the runner at first. Garner, the runner at second. Pitch is down low, now 2-0. Good job with Townsend trying to recognize pitches in the strike zone. Has a wide open spot at second base. As Calamayan was over covering first on that last shift. That one's a called strike. Now 2-1 again, showing bunt is C.J. Townsend. C.J. steps back in and awaits the next pitch. That one's bunted up the third base line just like you want to do it. The first nicely executed bunt of the day off the bat of C.J. Townsend. He'll get the sacrifice as third baseman Dawson Cortese makes the play. Gardner advancing to third. Staley advancing to second for Kanta Kobayashi. Fourth time through the order for the Bruin hitters. Middle infielders playing back, not quite sure why in this situation. Trailing by 2 runs, you can't really afford to give up many more. Corner infielders playing in. No double play really in order here either. 1-0 count to Kobayashi. Down low. Gardner not able to advance as it didn't get very far away from catcher Derek Calvillo. Cade Kazmierski on in relief. Fourth pitcher of this game for Dickinson State. Pulled to the right side. Second baseman makes a nice play to retire Kobayashi, but he'll get another run batted in on the 4-3 play as Aaron Gardner, pinch runner Aaron Gardner, comes across. Drew Staley advancing to third. A nice job by Keanu Kalamayan to make the sliding catch in the hole between first and second. But the Bruins now with a 3-run lead at 6-3. Here's Mathieu Sirois to pinch hit in the designated hitter spot, replacing Takumi Maeno, who came in to pinch run for Connor Barnett. First pitch to Sirois is a called strike 1. Mathieu goes to the right side. Gloved by the first baseman, the toss to Kazmierski just in time on the 3-1 putout to retire Mathieu Sirois. Bellevue picks up 1 insurance run in the inning, 1 run on no hits. Bruins manufactured a run, no errors, and 1 man left on as we head to the 7th inning, the final inning of this 7-inning contest. The Bruins 6, the Blue Hawks 3, as head coach Dwayne Monlix chatting with the home plate umpire. Bellevue will have a call to the bullpen. Coming in relief is Teron Williams, the sophomore right-hander out of Belton, Missouri, to try to seal this one up for the Bruins. And with a 3-run lead start in the inning, this is a save situation for Teron. Bellevue defensive players remain in their regular spots, trying to help if they can to put another win on the scoreboard for the Bruins. There we go. That's why I can't find Teron's name. I'm looking on the wrong team. That would be helpful. Teron Williams. First year in the Bellevue program, the sophomore right-hander. No wins, no losses, 2 saves on the year in 11 2/3 innings of work. He's only allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. 5 walks, 15 strikeouts, a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, and a very good 1.54 earned run average on the year. Teron Williams on in relief in the 7th. He'll be looking at the top of the order for Dickinson State in the 7th inning. Second baseman Keanu Kalamayan. A 2 for 3. Game number 2 for Keanu. Here's the first pitch from Williams. Off the inside corner, ball 1. Kalamayan with 2 hits and 1 RBI in this second game of the doubleheader. There's a nice breaking ball in the zone. The set, the exhale, and the pitch. There's a nice fastball on the knees. 1-2 now the count. Teran with a slow motion in his windup or stretch, but then he explodes at point of release. That fastball's right on top of you. On the breaking ball, hit on the line, but ahead into foul territory. Count remains 1-2 on Keanu Kalamayan. Popped up. That'll just get out of play. We'll do the 1-2 once again. Sounds like a dance step. 1-2. Sorry, here we go. Teran, come set. Just a little bit low on that fastball. 2-2. 3 runs on 7 hits for Dickinson State. 6 runs on 7 hits for Bellevue. Bellevue, the more efficient offense. That breaking ball outside, so the count goes full. Logan Grant getting 16 innings of work behind the plate today. Here's the payoff pitch for the leadoff guy in the 7th. Wide. And Kalamayan will head down to first base. He's been on base 3 out of the 4 times he's been up in this second game of the doubleheader. Pinch hitter. This will be Richie Cortese, pinch hitting for Alberto Nieto. Dawson Cortese's brother got the loss in game number 1 today. Also served as the designated hitter to start the game, so he can handle the bat. Bruins trying to protect their 3-run lead. First pitch from Williams outside, ball 1. Richie Cortese batting .319 on the year. Righty pitcher, lefty batter, runner at first. There's a pitch on the outside corner. Count evens at 1s. Two and 1. Williams trying to keep the ball away from the inside power of Cortese. Richie's brother Dawson on deck, so it's back-to-back Corteses here for the Blue Hawks. Runner back on the throw to first. Fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Williams looks in, gets his signal from Grant, his catcher. Swung on and missed. Good pop on the fastball, outer half. And the first strikeout for Teran Williams. The Bruins a double play away from ending the game as Dawson Cortese steps in. Dawson 1 for 3. After a 1 for 4 game number 1. Breaking ball, called strike 1. Good start for Williams.
Florida ticket?
Still a minute left.
Popped up on the infield. Who's going to take charge? Nick Grade, the third baseman, calling for it, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. Nice job of Grade taking charge, and a good play there by Teron Williams to go over to third base just in case something should happen and the ball come loose. So down to the final out. Last chance hotel for Dickinson State. Catcher Derek Calvillo. Calvillo 0 for 2. Low and away on the breaking ball. Calvillo was 0 for 4 in game number 1, so he's looking for his first hit of the day. Bruins hoping that doesn't happen. Breaking ball in the zone, 1-1. Nice lateral movement on that breaking ball. That curveball starts off at the front hit of the batter. You want to get on your heels because you think it's going to hit you. And then it breaks over the center of the zone. The 1-1 pitch on its way. Again, the breaking ball. Calvillo late on the swing, trying to adjust down to it. Couldn't get it. Down to the final strike. Oops. Time called as the music popped on momentarily.
There's no way that this was playing.
We'll blame the guy with the bad shoulder. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Chop foul off the front foot of Calvillo.
Bro, I can't do that happen. I literally just getting set. I just turned the volume up and there's a song.
That's a bad win. It's all right.
He said, got any more of those payments? Hey, fuck it.
Again, the 1-2 pitch from Teron Williams to Derek Calvillo. Way wide. Nice slide on the shin guards by Logan Grant to keep the runner from advancing into scoring position. Bruins up by 3. Bruins hoping the tying run, who is currently on deck, does not come to the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The swing and the miss on the number 2 pitch, the slow breaking curveball. The second strikeout in the inning for Teron Williams, and he will get the save. Our final score today, the Bellevue Bruins 6, the Dickinson State Blue Hawks 3. 6 runs on 7 hits, no errors. 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors for Dickinson State. The pitcher of record for the Bruins, Blake Crippen, with the victory. The save goes to Teron Williams. With the victory, the Bellevue Bruins up their record to 23-5 overall, 10-0 in the North Star Athletic Association. With the loss, Dickinson State drops to 12-17 overall and 4-6 in conference play. A well-played game defensively. Only 1 error in the 16 innings both ways, as the Bruins congratulate each other out on the field. We'll be back at it again tomorrow afternoon at 12 noon from John Stella Field at Brown Park. Thanks for joining us today, sending along those text messages. Those of you who did, it's always fun to play along. A couple of quick texts here. A nice heart emoji from the Salicio family after Alex's interview early on. Woohoo! I to go, Jake, from Grandma. Was Alec wanting to sing with that music? Somebody got you there, Alec. Yeah, we got one more here. I skipped over it. I'm sorry. Go Bruins from Jacob Poopbill from his girlfriend Tiffany, tuning in from Brisbane, California. So, Tiffany, sorry I didn't get that sooner. For some reason, I skipped over it, but I apologize, and we're glad you joined us, and we're glad the Bruins with a doubleheader sweep today. Right back at it tomorrow at noon. We'll be on the air a couple of minutes ahead of that, as the Bruins and the Blue Hawks continue their series. For Bill Mullins, sitting next to me, thanks again, Bill, for all of your great words. For head coach Dwayne Monlex, athletic director Ed Lahotech, Mick Krupski signing off for now. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening and be right back here tomorrow afternoon at noon Central Time for more Bellevue baseball on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Good night.